happened, I was like, if I have a Saturn return, it's going to be, I've done so much inner work. It's going to be so easy. It's going to be this like advancement of all of the things. And oh my God, it was like the complete opposite.
I had to say, I was like going in, I was like, I feel like mine's just going to be like, you know, all these things I've been working on are going to finally like fall into place.
Yeah.
Like in a really beneficial, positive way. And
right.
Like, I got rocked.
Yeah, no. Yeah. When did yours start?
It started, when did it start? Do you have enough room over there?
I think so.
Okay.
This is great.
Yeah.
I love this. Thank you for the tea.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Oh my God.
Thank you for the tea.
Yes, yeah. And this tea is called Boundary Fortification. It's like a personal blend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, I can use more of that.
Right, I know. I think most people can.
Yeah.
And not in a way of like hard boundaries, but in a way of like the fluidity that boundaries allow us.
Yeah.
In life in general, when we really know the threshold and when we understand our internal discernment so deeply.
Totally.
And we can be fluid and we can love freely.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a part of loving freely for sure.
It's like a theme of the Golden Exposure season 2 is that there's like always water so far, always water in the background. And yeah, it'll be fun to see like how it evolves, but so far there's always water.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And it doesn't feel distracting either, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe for some people, but yeah. So this is just adding to it. It's just in theme.
Yeah. The audio,
A little waterfall. Little bathtub waterfall. Yeah. Well, Summer, welcome to the Golden Exposure podcast.
Thank you.
Where the weaving of philosophical minds, hearts, and spirits come together to share the poetry of life and expose the golden matter of all existence.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, here we are.
Here we are in the tub, enjoying some tea.
Yep. Yeah, I saw you post yourself in this tub, and I was like, hold on. I wanted to have you on the podcast. I hadn't talked to you about it before, but just all of the creative work that you've been doing and sharing with the world recently, with the world of Instagram. And then meeting you too. We met about a year ago, and you had a DJ set for a retreat that I was facilitating some things at as well. I think I guided meditation at that one. But yeah, and it was such a good set. I was like, this lady has a vibe. Like, there's a woman, you know, and then just witnessing your transformation over the last, you know, since moving to LA, really, and you sharing more. I feel like people, as a photographer, people say this to me. They're like, oh my gosh, your work is just like, I don't know, it's like honing in all of these ways. And I'm like, well, it has been there. It's just I haven't shared it. And you're probably along the same lines in a way.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting hearing you say that, because I, like, when I think about my work or what I've created, I guess I don't personally feel like it's developed in any new way.
Right. Yeah. Because we're just in it.
Yeah. But maybe it has. I mean, I think I'm excited for what I'm about to create, because I feel like I've been a little bit creatively dormant. And I feel the desire to bring more of that energy back in. Like, I've gone through phases in my life where I was like shooting like every week and just like ideas like
right, you can't even stop
flowing all the time, so like writing them all down. And I feel like in the last year really or so, or maybe longer, I haven't felt like I've been in that space, but I really am like craving being in that space again, and feel like I finally have the space for it, mentally, emotionally, you know, all the things. So I'm excited, and I'm like really like wanting to expand and push the horizons of my own creativity, and like create, like really step deeper into my art, and just try to come up with things that are new, and like add more of the add more emotion and depth to things, like just like concepts. And like I feel like almost for the last year or so, a lot of the shoots I've done have not taken a ton of planning or thought.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you
It
know,
just comes together.
like,
It's like
yeah,
spontaneous.
kind of spontaneous, or
Yeah.
like not effortless, but kind of.
Right.
And I'm almost like wanting to do more things that take more effort and more time and thought, and like have a little more like depth to them, or just are like more unique, or just like, okay, what can I create that I've never done before? How can I add to this, to my art, and how can I continue to push my own boundaries?
Totally. Yeah. The thresholds
possible.
to of what's possible, to see what else is possible. For sure. I resonate with that so deeply. Because I would say for like the general public, spontaneity, especially like spontaneous creativity that others are going to see, especially when it's going to be calling in witnesses, spontaneity is very vulnerable. And so I also like just placed myself in the space of vulnerable spontaneity, even though it didn't really feel like it at the time. It was just the way I operated. But now, switching over, it's like I'm on the switchback, and same thing. I'm like craving like bigger projects, like longer planning periods, and I actually feel like I've had to grow the capacity to hold that type of vulnerability, because if something that you've planned for months and months doesn't come through, it's like a bigger fall. And in the reality of it, but when it does come through, it's a huge success. And I don't know if either is like a bigger or lesser, in regards to successfulness, but it is like, it's highly satisfying to be within that creative space and then witness something coming to full fruition, knowing that you have been there every single step of the way, and there wasn't even an opportunity for you to blink, because you were there holding it the whole way.
Yeah, holding the vision.
Holding the vision. It's like, how long can I like hold this note? And then how can I play with that note and like, create music with that?
I have a couple ideas right now that I'm excited to bring to fruition, and I do and who knows, maybe I'll start this soon. I have like some series ideas that I want to create, like bigger, like you said, bigger projects, like projects that spanned over a longer period of time, like bigger pieces of work than like a one-off collaboration or something. So,
which like you will always have that confidence of like the one-off collaboration, and the ability to be spontaneous, which I think builds the trust in the self. Like for me, I'm like, I don't know, it's weird. I like turned a corner, and I like have confidence in what I'm doing, even if I don't know what I'm doing. Like I know what I'm doing even when I don't know what I'm doing, because I know I'll just figure it out, and I'll plan to the best of my ability. But you can't plan for everything. It's just life. And it's like we were talking before we started recording, how life takes us on this journey, and these things are unexpected sometimes, and we make decisions based on what is in front of us, along with what we see as the bigger picture of our own lives, and following our hearts. So it's like things like heartbreak, or opportunities to move to LA, where you just got back from, you felt like that was going to be like a really big, it was going to be career focused, ended up being spiritually focused, which ultimately does support your career and is why you are where you are right now.
It's interesting. Like I think I thought I was going to be creating more when I was there, and doing more for my work, like business work, but I was going through heartbreak, and I feel like that ended up taking up so much of my capacity, and just like, which I think was important to like allow myself to be in that space and to like go through that process. But it really did, like we were talking about earlier, it's like that creative energy, like it's also so tied in with like love and all of that, and I think if I think if I'd stayed longer, I would have gotten more into that flow eventually, as I'm like am now, just like not relative to place, but just like the process of things.
Totally. That is the thing. Yeah, it's not necessarily relative to place, though. The place that you were staying, with your good friends, it like allowed you that place to be really held.
Yeah.
Too, I think.
Definitely. I mean, that house was such an oasis and such a beautiful healing place and such a sanctuary, and just being, it's funny, I ended up like going hiking a lot and like spending a lot of time in nature, and it's just funny because you don't think of LA as like where you go for like a spiritual awakening or to like spend time in nature.
Right.
But like that's kind of what my experience was. Like I was just like
so ironic
hiking
too,
a lot by myself.
Yeah, because we're like in the mecca of like hikes, hiking here in the high desert, in the mountains, and then you go to this city and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go hike around.
Like I need to, like I'm like processing so much, I gotta like get into the hills, like move some energy. So I feel like I was like hiking more there than I was when I lived in Bend prior, which is just funny.
That is hilarious. I love that. Yeah, that's just another testament to like it's not necessarily about the place that you are. It's like, externally, it's the place that you are internally that creates your reality.
Absolutely. Yeah,
it's like moving to a new place thinking that all of your baggage is going to stay with your old place, but it always comes with you. You always have there might be this like initial excitement about what is coming through in your world because you're all inspired, but then as soon as like the honeymoon phase with a new place wears off, then you get to deal with that deeper part of yourself again. Yeah. But also you get to see this sparkly side too and integrate that.
And I really loved LA, and I definitely want to keep ties there and to continue to like travel there and work there and keep connections and whatnot, because I did really like it, and I decided to leave because I think after going through everything that I was going through and kind of like I was telling you before, really removing all like sense of security that I had, like community, relationship, my home.
Can you speak to that just a little bit more for the audience? I'm like, that's really valuable.
It wasn't intentional. Like I didn't have the foresight. Like in hindsight, it was my spirit's journey, my karmic journey, but I didn't go there with that intention necessarily. But when I was in it, I was like, oh wow, I've removed my community, which is like such a safety net, and my comfort of home, my home here, the comfort of my relationship, even the comfort of like financial stability, and like just really rocked me. But I also kind of knew the whole time that was kind of my karmic journey, or like what was needed was the process that I need to go to of just like being okay with being alone and being like really solid within myself. But additionally, and what encouraged me to move back was like, yes, it's an internal job, but also we can help ourselves with the external things.
Totally.
Comfort of home and like comfort of community and all that does have an effect. And like, yes, it's an internal job and we'll always be working on that, but we don't have to necessarily isolate ourselves our whole life to get to a place of like so good at being alone.
Like, okay, I mastered that. What did you call it earlier? The monk on the hill.
The monk on the hill. That's right.
He came down from the hill saying, I don't actually need to be alone. And that probably, does it allow you to receive your community deeper?
Yeah, and I mean, and even just receiving is something that I've been working on so much through this time, and just like being more in my feminine energy, which is also creative energy. And I think that was a lot of my healing journey and what I was looking at of just how I was blocking receiving, and how I was not trusting of receiving, and how I was yeah, so that was like a really big lesson that I feel like I'm still working on. It's just like relaxing and not feeling like there's more that needs to be done. I've just been trying to worry like there's not more that I need to do. Like I actually want to work on doing less and simplifying and being just more relaxed, which to me is like feminine energy, just like relaxed and receiving and trusting.
Yeah, which isn't doing nothing. It's like it's just really allowing the becoming. Yeah. I had this mantra like download come through at the beginning of the year, and it said simplify to amplify. It's like simplify to amplify, or simplify and amplify. They regardless, they go together in this way of in this new phase. It sounds like you and I are very much on the same wave right now. We're like, okay, we got the straight A's. Like we can
figuring it out.
Yeah. Like how can we allow more? More
and
goodness.
Honing in. Like I feel like for me, it's like it feels like just coming inward. Like honing in is it just feels like this. I'm like it's like focus and like attentiveness, and I feel like with work, when I go through periods of like money scarcity, I'll like be like, oh, what more do I need to do? And it's just like I don't need to start a new business. Like I have like 3.
Right. You know, oh my God.
I don't need another career path. Like just make the ones you have more stable, you know?
And when you're going through that process of monetary or like financial scarcity, your mind starts conjuring up new ideas. It's like, oh, what if we just created this business, and then it just like it took off and I became like a billionaire.
I'm like, oh, this girl on TikTok is making this much money doing random remote gigs. Maybe I should try that. And it's like, no, don't. Like you have things that you're passionate about and that you enjoy. Like just focus on those and give your energy to those. And I am really good at ideas, and I have a lot of things that I'm interested and passionate about. And in the last few years, I've started to explore all of my interests and like, you know, making them into work outside of like photography. Like I started doing styling and being like, oh, I could do this for work. Or I started like 2 years ago, I want to say, clothing resale, drip market.
I love drip. It's so good. It's like definitely gonna link that up. It's you guys just have really good fashion sense. I don't know. It's so good. And the way you post too is really fun. I don't know. There's this vibe about it.
That's really sweet to receive and hear. That was something that, again, it was just like, oh, taking these things that I enjoy, clothing and you know, consignment and things like that, like just turning those into, you know, ways of making money. But I, you know, and then I have the DJing, and I have the casting agency, and I have my photography, and now the styling, and I love all of those things. But I'm like, okay, how can I, you know, not spread myself too thin? Like when I was in LA, I took on this job doing event planning, and I ended up like helping my boss with like, he had like 6 different businesses that I was and then I ended up getting a space where I was like, I can only help you with one of these things, because like in any given day I'm helping you with the event coordination, I'm working on my own photography business, I'm doing casting, I'm posting a drip market, I'm, you know, and I'm just like, I am overwhelming myself, and I'm also feel like I'm giving like 10% to each of these things, and it's not feel like, I think that I would just find so much more success in honing in and like giving more fully and like wholeheartedly.
And it's like, it doesn't mean that you have to give up, you know, actually any of those things completely. It's the opposite. It's like leaning in even more.
Just building more structure, and I think scheduling, and just like finding ways to make it all fit.
And that's where the masculine energy comes in, that, you know, that you can feel within yourself. It makes me wonder if like the masculine energy is like trying to it's like trying to make its, you know, it's self-noticed, and so you're feeling this call to be more in your feminine. as this like masculine part of you is like, please put me to work in the right ways.
Yes. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And like create a structure that really works. That's another thing too. It's like we can look at other people's structures, and of course we can learn from their structures. But like the structure that's going to work best for us, especially as creatives, is it's going to be so radically unique to us. Like for me, like understanding my moon cycle has been huge. Has been huge for creating structure, and I don't have it perfected, but it feels much better than it did. I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you for the rosebud honey too. That like really brought it to life.
My brother's girlfriend gave it to me for my birthday. She made it and like harvested the roses herself. Like truly divine. Yeah.
Yes. I
a good
love
gift,
that. Yeah, in honor of her, we drink this. Yeah.
And Rose is very feminine.
It is, yeah, and she even has thorns, you know?
Yes,
She has boundaries. She has this masculine energy that holds her so she can be supple and she can be open and vibrant and fragrant and for the world to experience.